Hi guys, welcome to this channel, welcome to this little video that I am preparing right now for you all. My name is Maria, and before we dig into the theme of this video, which is different types of the beings that I have worked with, encountered in my own practices, before we dig into that, I think it will be appropriate for me to just quickly mention who I am and what I do. So my name is Maria, and the best way I can describe what I do is be a conductor. That is the best I can say, because I receive information from many different sources, from through many different ways. I cannot tell that I am only clairvoyant or clairaudient or claircognizant. No, in many cases it's all at once. So I do have access to Akashic records if needed. I do have access to the beings of my client or the person. I receive information through many ways, in many occasions. It's just variety of ways how the source, how the higher energies send information through me to conduct to the person. So I can only call myself a conductor, and I will not bore you with my little story about how all of this came about. However, I've been in all field of these practices, spirituality, spiritual practices and clearings and activations and all that stuff for 2 years now, and it is going to be my 3rd year soon. So of everyday practice. So you can imagine how many times and how many things I've tried. So what I will share with you today, it is based purely on my experience. I do know that there are millions of books that teach you or tell you about different beings, who they are, how to work with them, what they represent, how they look like, and all that stuff. So I decided that I will not really take information from the outside sources, and I think it will be more interesting for me and maybe something new for you, although I'm not sure that there will be something new for you, but anyway, maybe something new for you to learn about different types of energies or beings. So let's begin with some, I wouldn't say rules, but I would definitely recommend considering these steps before you actually establish any connection with any beings. Conscious connection, right? So you're connected already. Don't worry, you are connected already to many different beings, but the conscious one is your choice. So before you make that choice, first thing first, it is important to not have any expectations. I know it is a huge cliche. It sounds like cliche, and it is a cliche. However, your expectations hugely limit your experience, and this comes to anything: your meditation practice, your healing sessions yourself or with a practitioner, anything, regression sessions, because this is something that I also conduct, even tarot sessions. I also do tarot cards. The expectations of the person limit the amount of information that can be given and can be understood. So when you want to connect, focus not on how it will be, how the process will go, but focus on why you're connecting. You want to ask for help in your material world, you want to ask for help in your inner work, you want to ask for help just in life in general, or for safety, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Try to focus on that instead of how these beings will look like. How would I feel it? What would they say? how will be the result? You don't know this, and you cannot know. But one thing you know is why you're doing this. So focus on that. The expectation is number one. The second thing is your open-mindedness. I think it's also pretty clear, because what I'm going to be talking in this video can be a little bit on the skeptical side for people who are more logical and practical. But the open mind just allows you to first let go the expectation, and second, when you open your mind, when you say, you don't have to believe in that, you can just say, okay, you know what, let me try. I'm just curious and I just want to try. That is already enough. So just giving the opportunity and opening your mind that maybe there is something, maybe these beings really exist and they really can give me something, maybe they can assist me in some way. That allows you to actually give permission for beings to come in and connect to you at the first place, because the first is the connection and then the process. If you are not allowing the connection, if you are not sure about connection, if you're fearful about connection, if you're skeptical about connection, it will not establish. So yeah, just be completely open-minded. The more you work with these beings, the more you, I should say, because I also was pretty skeptical. I am an air sign. We're all about the mind, so I was pretty skeptical. However, through my experiences, the more I was like, okay, let's see, okay, let me trust it, okay, let me try it. The more I've been doing this and having this kind of mindset, the more of these energies came into my life, and they really showed me the results that, look, this is true, we truly exist, you're not hallucinating, this is true. So yeah, be open-minded, because that gives you a permission, that gives them a permission from you. And the third thing is something about protection. Now, in many books or many people who talk about spirituality, what I've heard, and this is something that I was also doing in the beginning of my path, spiritual development, I was treating protection out of fear that something outside of me will come and hurt me, something that is not for my highest good, right? Now, nothing can hurt you without your allowance. So, and it doesn't matter whether the allowance is conscious or unconscious. I will explain. If you are not, let's say, if you're not aware that you can soak in other people's emotions, that doesn't take away the responsibility to protect yourself. So you will soak it in. You give the permission. By not protecting yourself, you give the permission to whatever outside get to you. You know, there is a saying, I'm not sure in English, but there is a saying that not knowing the law doesn't free you from responsibility to answer to that law, right? So to act regarding to the law. So the same here. If you're not protecting yourself, if you're not conscious that you have to, you know, keep yourself clean and high vibe, keep yourself clean and, you know, in a high vibration, as people say, it doesn't mean that I don't know it, so it will not touch me. No, you don't know it, therefore you give permission for it to come to you. So, however, what I'm trying to say, sorry, I was kind of rambling around. What I was trying to say is that try to look at protection from a different perspective. You're not protecting yourself out of fear because you fear that something outside will come and hurt you. The low vibrational energies, right? Low vibrational energies, there's nothing bad about them. They have a right to exist. They just exist. They just do. Just like you, just like Angel, just like God. You know, they just exist. It's not bad, it's not good, it just is. It is how it is. So don't judge it, right? Don't judge it. Everything has their own evolutionary path. Everything, every person in your life, even that relative that you don't understand, that triggers you, even them, they are on their own perfect path of evolution, of growth. So don't judge them, and you're on your own evolutionary path. Everyone is equal, but just in different cells evolving. It's like separate but together. So they just are. These beings are just are, and the low vibrational, I mean. And what I say, before I was saying out of a place of a fear, right, for my highest good, because I don't want these negative beings to attach to me, blah blah blah. What I do now is that I changed where my protection comes from. Now it comes from choice. It's not out of fear, it's out of choice. It is simply because I choose. That's simply my choice, not because I hate, not because of fear, not because I don't like. Nothing. It's just my choice. I want to experience connection with only higher beings of truth, healing, and unconditional love. These are three things that I say, because I don't say light anymore. Probably you are aware that in spiritual community, in New Age community, right, everyone says of the light, of the love and light. Everything is of the love and light. Even the lowest vibrational beings, they are of the love too. Everything is love. Everything you see is love. It's just different angles of love, different aspects of love that play out differently. But everything is of light. Everything is of source. Everything is made out of source energy. It's just they play out a different scenario of the shame and guilt and anger and hate and all that stuff. So I don't say of light. I say of truth. I say of divine unconditional love. And I say of healing. Divine healing, divine truth, divine unconditional love. So let me just tell you how I say it completely. You feel free to change the words, to say what's comfortable for you. Don't just blindly follow me or anyone else. Feel what you want to say and where it comes from. Double check where it comes from the fear or from the choice. Being sovereign, being right. So what I say usually sounds something like this. I allow, or I choose, to communicate in any way or to connect in any way only with beings of divine truth, divine unconditional love, and divine healing. And so be it. This is all. That's all I say. I can say it every day. I can say it just before the meditation. I can say it before any session with a client. I can say about connecting, before the connecting with any being. And that gives me a sense that this is the only thing I want to experience right now. But again, I'm not looking down on anything that is from a different vibration. It just is again. So these are three things that I think is important to keep in mind before you actually decide that it will be interesting for you to connect with different beings. So now let's move to the topic, right? Let's move to the theme. Different beings. Now, I will try to be quick here, but I really love talking about it, so excuse me if I will repeat myself or if I will be long here. Let's talk about those beings that are they're so cute. She just keeps looking at me. Let's talk about the beings that are your team. And these are, of course, higher self, guardian angel, your spirit guides, and your masters and teachers who work with you in this lifetime. Now, these are beings that are specifically for you, with you, to you, about you, and everything. So they are just like your great support team. Now, the higher self is you. It is you. And you are your higher self all the way through. You are your higher self always. It's just many of us don't really recognize that, simply because for you to see that you are your higher self, that you always were, you always is, and you always will be your higher self, for you to see that, you need to see love in yourself. You need to recognize that you are filled with love. Not shame, not guilt, not regret, not anger, not sadness, nothing, but love. And for many people to get to that understanding, we need to go through many paths, and go through many practices and maybe many years. So for those of you who are aware, like you really feel it when you say it, you really feel that you are your higher self, you don't really have to call it, because you understand that it is you. However, for those of us who are still discovering, and it's completely fine, again, everyone is on their own evolutionary path. There is no ending. Evolution is internal. Sorry, honey. So for those of you who are still not yet seeing the love in yourself, you can call in. It's like you're invoking the higher self. And I would recommend invoking your higher self every day, especially if you're in the beginning of, self-growth, self-discovery, all these paths. If you're just in the beginning, I think invoking that every day will be good for you. If you're someone who is already in practices, I think just reminding yourself that you are getting there, that you are wanting to remember who you are, because you are your higher self, right? So you want to remember that. You want to remember who you are. You can invoke the higher self with that intention, to embody more of your higher self, which is who you truly are. Embody more of that day by day. So usually I use higher self invocation a few times a week, again, for me to kind of remind myself that this is who I truly am, and this is where I'm growing, what I'm growing into, what I'm not growing, realizing this is where I'm heading to that realization. Or during meditations, I used to do it during meditations, just for me to I was asking it to oversee my meditation, or oversee the session, or help me understand through images, through feelings, through words, through thoughts. And usually during the meditation, as I got more fluent with it, I would focus on the belief, and I would call in my higher self to give me a little bit of explanation, and then I will begin to receive ideas or images or feelings, knowings, and etc. So this is how it works. But your higher self is you. It is not a separate being. You are your higher self right now as you're listening to it. It's just you're not realizing that. Now, your guardian angel, I think it's pretty it's a mainstream being. It's a mainstream being that is known amongst lots of different religions. The purpose of your guardian angel is to guard you, guard your body, and, on my experience, guard your energy. You can ask it to protect your body from anything that's not for your best. Yeah, you can say like that, that's not for your best. Or, please protect my body and my energy throughout the day from anything that's not for my best. If you go on a trip, you can ask protection. If you are trying to understand, for example, you have discovered that you're leaking energy, or you discover that you have, you know, like holes in your aura, which are basically like your aura is weak or your body is weak, and you just want to understand what happened, you know, how come this could come in my body or come in my energy. What did I do, or where did I go that I attracted this sickness, or maybe what kind of thoughts or beliefs I have that I discovered, that I developed the sickness or whatever, or why I'm weak and stressful and sleepy and all that stuff. You can ask your guardian angel, because a guardian angel like a doctor. Whatever is related to your physical body and the condition of your physical body and your energy field, you can ask your guardian angel. It can give you some clues. If the guardian angel cannot really answer that, simply because this is not his specialty, I notice that I just feel silence. I just don't feel anything. And then I ask the same question. I just move this question to my higher self or to my spirit guides, and then I begin to receive an understanding. So that is about guardian angel. Now, and guardian angel is always with you. Always with you. It's just all over you. So it's right here. It's just a massive energy, like a huge soft cloud, like an airbag in a car. It's just huge, soft, and it just protects so that everything bounces off. That's not for your good. Now, your spirit guides. Your spirit guides and your teachers and masters that work with you. Now, I feel the difference here. I would say that the spirit guides are like, I sense that they have personality, you know, and the same comes with the higher self. Your higher self is similar to you. When I work with my clients, sometimes, and sorry, I have to come back to that higher self information. So when I work with my clients and when I connect with their higher selves or their spirit guides, in most cases, I can, without knowing the person, without knowing anything about them, a part of their name and family name, I can tell what kind of the character is the person in front of me, my client, by feeling the energy of their higher self and their spirit guides. Sometimes, for example, these beings will give information through images, and then I tell this to the person, to my client, and they say, well, no surprise, I'm a creative person, it's easier for me to get information through the image, and that's why this is how the energy is being conducted. Or sometimes I had an experience during the regression where I connected with the spirit guides of my client, and they were like, why are you asking us this? You know, they were like, why are you asking this? She knows everything. And then, you know, I still want to receive at least some kind of understanding, so I will ask the same question but with a different angle, and the spirit guides again, they will say, you already asked us this, you continue asking the same question, she knows everything. And then when my client, you know, came back to awakened state completely out of regression, I told her my thoughts, and she was like, well, I'm the same, I don't like to talk about this one thing all the time. You received answer, go and do it. You know, so your these spirit guides, your higher self, they kind of like, they have similarities with you. That's why I say that it feels like they have personality. They don't, but maybe some of them do, but generally, you know, they are outside of any persona. But they have characteristics, and that's how your filters, your filtration system in your consciousness will feel them. So yeah, spirit guides, they are basically like helpers. That's how I see them, that's how I feel them. Sometimes they're very funny, sometimes they are very serious. It's unique to every person, and they are like your best buddies. You know, they are ready to explain you why you have this, why you have that. They're just so cool to interact with, and again, they will talk to you in many ways. Whatever way that is best for you, they will talk to you this way. The most important thing, just receive, just listen. Don't interfere with your doubt. You know, just listen, just take it as a truth. And then later, after you finish your meditation or whatever, you can write it down and think about it in a logical way. So yeah, they are kind of like in different spheres of your life. It's like, it feels like they are helpers in different spheres of your life, different lessons of this lifetime, and you can always ask them to explain, to help you heal, to help you examine, to help you uncover. Like, you can ask them, show me where this comes from, show me where this comes from. They're always like for you. Now, the teachers and masters that work with you, they have a little bit of different energy. So far, I am personally, just because I haven't even asked more information about it, probably I should, that's a good idea. So far I am aware of two teachers, like high level, right, teachers, master teachers, that I would even call them ascended. Like, they feel like that kind of quality being, of two of them. And it's very interesting. Again, it's a whole another story, but they felt to me as a very, not very talkative, not talkative at all. Excuse the noise, these are the neighbors. So not talkative much, very content, very calm, very wise, just peaceful. You know, imagine a Buddhist monk just looking at you, loving you, accepting you, and doing their job, and that's it. Not involving into any, like, it's not that they don't help, it's just they help in a different way. And in most cases, they're not so much about spheres of your life as about you. Your talents, your gifts, they help you develop that. They help you develop strong qualities in your character. They help you to evolve personally, not in your life, material, family, no, personally, as a being. So yeah, this is about the masters and teachers. Usually they will come in, you know, when it's time for you to unlock this, to unlock that, to unlock this. I met one of my teachers. Suddenly this being came to me. I was sitting on the sofa and I just felt the energy on my left side, and I was like, who are you? And I just heard one word, teacher. I was like, okay, what did you come to teach then? And he said, channeling. I will teach you channeling. And ever since that day, now that I'm looking back, ever since that day, this is when I became to actually develop my channeling abilities and open up to that. So, and I can feel how this teacher is still there, but already on the background. So yeah, these are the team. Now, the rest of the beings, I think I will put into another video. So if you're interested, I will link this video in the description to this video. I will link that, the second part of this video, in the description box in this video. So in there I will be talking about beings that are not specifically for you, they are for everyone. Angels, archangels, ascended masters, extraterrestrials from different planets and star systems and everything, and another being that I have very little experience with because I just learned about it and I just connected with it for the first time. and it's incredible, which people call seraphim. So yeah, that's what I will be talking in my next video. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your attention, for your time. I hope that was helpful. If you have any ideas, if you have any thoughts or questions about what I just said, please write them down below in the comment section. I would love to read them. I would love to exchange opinions with you or answer your questions. Thank you so much, and see you in my next video. Bye.